Hello students, in this class of ours we are going to study brass and bronze, shoulder and amalgam, and also regarding alloy of gold. So right at outset let us talk about brass. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Copper and zinc. 80% copper, 20% is zinc. And usually the quantity of zinc in the brass varies from 20 to 35%. Accordingly, this will get reduced. But most common ratio is 80 to 20, and when brass is made from the copper, this is called an alloy of copper because chief constituent is copper. And when we say this has been made from copper, so there are certain qualities that we improve upon. Brass is more strong, brass is more malleable, and brass is more golden in appearance than the copper. So that is why we make brass an alloy. And also let me tell you, the brass is utilized for making. It is used for making nuts, bolts, screws, wires, pipes, kitchen utensils, and scientific instruments. Scientific instruments. Scientific instruments. So this is all about brass. Now we will talk about bronze. Bronze is copper and tin, or let me write Sn. Copper and tin. Tin is 10%, and this is 90%. And bronze is used for utensils, kitchen utensils. It is also used for making statue, medals, coins, ship propellers. That was all about bronze. Now if we talk about solder is lead and tin 50-50. Solder, S-O-L-D-E-R, solder, lead and tin, Pb and Sn 50% and 50%. This is done basically to reduce the melting point. And solder is a material with the help of which we join broken electrical wires. Solder, lead and tin 50-50. After that, if we talk about amalgam is if one of the or the other chief constituent of an alloy is mercury, then we say that is an amalgam. And we have sodium amalgam, and that's all. After amalgam, if we talk about alloys of gold. So see, the alloys of gold are made because gold as a pure metal is very soft. We cannot work upon it, and if at all we are able to work upon and able to give the shape will not be retained. The pure gold will not be able to retain the shape. So to make it hard and so that working on it becomes easy and it is able to retain the shape that is given, we make an alloy. And the impurities that we add with the pure gold are copper and silver. Now something we will talk about purity of gold. See, purity of gold is referred in the term carats. In terms of carats, we say 24 karat gold is 100% gold. 100% gold, and that means if the given quantity of gold is divided into 24 parts, all the 24 parts are gold. And 22 karat gold means the given quantity when divided into 24 parts, 22 parts are gold and 2 parts are impurity. Likewise, we can also say what is 20 karat gold. 20 karat gold means 20 out of 24 parts, 20 parts are gold and 4 parts are impurity. Now we will also have a discussion about the iron pillar of Delhi. More than 2000 years old it is, yet you can see that it has not got corroded. The main reasons for that the iron pillar of Delhi not getting corroded are 3. Number 1, that it has been put over Fe3O4. This is called magnetic oxide of iron. Magnetic oxide of iron. A thin layer of is put all around the iron pillar of Delhi. Another thing that we have done is it has been painted with a mixture of different salts. Mixture of different salts. This has been painted with, and in addition to this, heating and quenching. Quenching is called rapid cooling. So these three treatments, when are given to the iron pillar of Delhi, that has made it corrosion proof till now, which is, it is astonishing that a 2000 years old iron article not getting corrosion is astonishing. That means in India, the people in ancient times also had a very good knowledge of metallurgy. That's all in this class.